This is a gift for Wally. Wally and Eve peeked over the top of a pile of garbage. The humans were acting strange. What were they up to now? They saw two men stringing small colored lights along a rusty iron fence. Another set up a plastic statue of a fat, white bearded man in a red suit, red hat, and black boots. Strangest of all, the captain from the spaceship Axiom was singing in a loud, joyful voice. Wally and Eve listened to the words carefully. Confused, they looked at each other. Rudolph? A glowing nose? They thought that Rudolph must be a kind of robot like Wall-E and Eve, but neither of them had heard of a reindeer bot before. Wally and Eve sneaked closer to where the humans were working. They called their bot friends over to take a look. While the robots watched curiously, the humans hung a green circle with small red dots on a storefront. More of the humans started singing. One little girl even shook a silver bell. Some of the robots had seen behavior like this before when they were living on Axiom. It seemed to happen every 12 months. They had never been able to figure it out. Wally looked closely at the humans. He tried to understand what made this so different. They put his little metal finger on it. The humans looked happy. Most of the time on Axiom, they had looked tired and bored. But there was something about what they were doing right then, there on Earth, that seemed to make them very happy. Wally thought that if it made the humans so happy, maybe it would make the robots happy too. The robots studied the humans for hours. They stored what they saw in their computer brains. Then they set out to copy the humans. Some of the bots picked up trash left by the humans. Bits of tinsel, fake holly, and scraps of brightly colored paper. The light bots collected hundreds of strings of lights. Wally already had a couple in his trailer. He'd always thought they were pretty, and Eve loved them. When the electricity was turned on, the lights shone so bright that they looked like a supernova. Look at that. Wow. Mo hung up old socks on a wall. He had no idea why anyone would want to put socks on the wall. But the humans were doing it, so he figured that he would too. Vacuum Bot sucked up enough packing peanuts to fill several boxes. Unfortunately, he also vacuumed up a nose full of dust. Achoo! He sneezed. Little white peanuts flew down from the air, coating the floor like a blanket of snow. Look at that. Wally and Eve roamed the grounds outside the trailer for more things to use. Wally went one way. Eve went the other. Eve picked up a piece of shiny metal. She found some scraps of wrapping paper. She stored them inside her chest cavity. Suddenly, she overheard two humans talking excitedly. One of them was the captain. I just love Christmas, don't you? The other human said. The lights, the decorations, the cookies, the presents. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Christmas? What a lovely word. Eve rolled it around in her mind. It sparked all her circuits. Was that the name for what the humans were doing? She stopped to listen more closely to what they were saying. Yes, the captain said slowly, but don't forget, Christmas isn't about things. That's just what by and large wants us to believe. It's about giving. Not just presents, it's about showing your friends and family that you care about them. Amen. The captain's words hummed inside Eve. Robots didn't have family, but they did have friends. And she had one friend who meant more to her than any other, Wally. He had come to save her when she was on the Axiom. He had given her his spare parts. He had cared for her and watched over her. Eve needed to show Wally that she appreciated him. But what kind of present would do that? Eve roamed far and wide. She searched and searched. She found many pieces of junk, but none of them was quite right. Then, far from Wally's trailer, her gaze locked on something small in the dirt. It was the perfect present. I wonder what it is. Let's find out. 2 days later, it was Christmas Eve. The bots had prepared a celebration just like the humans. Some of the smaller bots were stirring with excitement. The umbrella bot wore a pointy red hat with white pom-pom top on top. The robots beeped out the words to the songs they had heard. They didn't always understand the humans' words, so they made up some of their own. While all the bots were celebrating the holiday in their own high-tech way, Eve pulled Wally aside. She held out a present wrapped in a pretty patterned paper. Wally looked surprised. "Eve?" he asked. Eve nodded. Wally turned the present this way and that. He was so busy admiring how the shiny paper shimmered in the colored lights that he almost missed Eve motioning to him. "Open it," Eve signaled. Wally carefully unwrapped the present. He folded up each scrap of paper and laid it on the ground next to him. Finally, he had pulled apart the last piece. In his hands, Wally held a little evergreen, a miniature Christmas tree. The longer version of Eve's name was extraterrestrial, vegetation evacuator. She had been trained to find plants and was drawn to the little tree. She knew that Wally, with his kind ways and big heart, would take better care of this present than anyone. Wally and Eve went outside. Together, they dug a hole in the earth and planted the Christmas tree. Wally gently placed a shiny silver star on top. Wally and Eve looked at the tree. The star twinkled brightly. It reflected the light from the real stars shining far above in the night sky. Eve reached out her hand. Wally took it. "Eve," he said. Now he understood why humans liked Christmas so much. The end.